Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and this is your host, Chip Spencer, with your local news update at 5. Leprechauns. Yes, you heard it, folks. Leprechauns. Do you believe in them? Well, tonight we take you to Eastside Tucson, where residents claim to have seen an altercation over a pot of gold between an African-American man and what they describe as a magical, red-haired, tiny person in a green suit. Locals are claiming the tiny man was a leprechaun. Residents say that you'd have to be there to believe it. We travel to the end of the rainbow with Burt Jason, who interviewed residents on scene. It was an evening like no other. In this small suburban East Side neighborhood, it had just rained and locals were coming out of their houses to enjoy cooler weather. However, on this evening, July 21st, 2023, locals were shocked to a deadly scene unfolding right outside their neighborhood streets.
I saw a dude drop kick a leprechaun, or what appeared to be a leprechaun.
Sources say that during the confrontation, the leprechaun was violently kicked, which resulted in the party being deceased. But local authorities did not press charges on the individual that kicked the leprechaun because it was determined to be self-defense. I was able to locate this suspect and speak with him directly.
I was absolutely crazy. Me and my homies were just sitting down on the couch, in front of my house. I got a little couch on the porch area, and that's where we like to just sit and chill. And next thing I know, I see a mother trucking leprechaun running across the road. So we see leprechaun run, and next thing you know, we got a pot of gold down on the ground. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna grab this pot of gold real quick, because if the leprechaun ran off, obviously he ain't need it. It's not like he was like, hey, watch this, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna take a couple dollars for myself. Go buy me some scratches. But next thing I know, leprechaun comes back and be like, where are my $2? I'm like, you got about $1 billion in little gold nuggets that you got right there in that little small bucket. No, of course I didn't know he was gonna die. I just thought, leprechauns have that magic. Maybe I'd kick him in his chest. He'd be like, ooh, my chest. And then he would just, get up and, I don't know, disappear or fly on the rainbow or something like that. I don't know. If you see a leprechaun at the end of a rainbow and he puts down his gold, you grab it. That's how it is. There he was, running up on me. I cocked my foot back and kicked him right in his little chest. And he made this little sound when he was like flying off. He was like, whee! And I was like, oh! And then he landed on his back and he didn't get back up. And what would you say happened to this leprechaun after he was kicked in the chest?
He died.
He died.
He died.
And what did any emergency services come for the leprechaun, or?
They did come, but they didn't know what to do, really, because it's a leprechaun.
Many professionals have commented, as well as documented videos, of what the effect a kick that forcible could have on a leprechaun's anatomy.
My name's Joe. I train Muay Thai down on 4th. I want to show an example of the devastating power that a back kick would have to a small person's midsection or chest area. At this distance, small person runs. Give me a second. Small person runs. Damage to the midsection here on a back kick. Devastation. Most likely a lot of damage. Liver blown out entirely. Ribs broken. Probably every single one of them. Most likely dead on instant impact. So not a good day for our little pal here. My condolences to his family. But yeah, Joe over at 4th. Come see me. Training Muay Thai.
All I gotta say is I'm sorry that I drop kicked the leprechaun. To all the other leprechauns that might be watching this news ad, don't come at me, okay? I was just following protocol of what your legend says. You see a leprechaun, drop his coins, and you have to pick up, you can take the gold. Okay. And look, I was being generous.
Wow. What a wonderful story. Great investigative reporting, Burt. Next up, the weather. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to keep your kids and pets inside. It's going to be a spicy one.